You are now tuned into Talking About the Blues Talk Radio on WFDU HD2.
What's going on? What's going on? How you doing, blues people? This is Jack Dappa, Lamont Jack Dappa Pearly, and this is the premiere of Talking About the Blues on WFDU HD2, and we will be here every Wednesday from 5 to 6, followed by, yes, you know it, Jack Dappa Blues. So on this premiere show, I have a very special guest. This young brother is, I think, the present of the blues. Some say the future of the blues. You know what I'm saying? But he's definitely keeping that baton, because when you hear him play, if you haven't already, you know what I'm talking about. Jontavious Willis. What's going on, my brother?
Nothing much. How's it going?
Man, we bluesing, baby. We bluesing right here. Now, you and I speak often off the air, and I thought it was imperative for the blues community as well as for blues music, culture, and history for us to do this particular show. And the topic today, we're going to be discussing blues from a regional standpoint. Most people believe some of these styles that we hear, they go, Delta blues, Piedmont blues, Bentonia blues. They don't equate it to the region these musicians are from. And and correct me if I'm wrong, you're a firm believer that it's more regional than anything else. Yes?
Well, I feel that the region, yes, if you are a player from the region, then that makes you a player. Because once you get into being particular about the style, we'll talk about how you can really go astray that way.
Dig it. So you're from the Piedmont area. You're from Georgia.
Sure enough it is.
So you'd be considered a Piedmont player.
I would be considered a Piedmont player.
Oh, okay, so for those that are unfamiliar with Piedmont blues, I'm just going to give a quick description of it, and then we're going to go into it. The Piedmont blues, also known as Piedmont finger style, which is where most people get confused, but it's really known as the East Coast and Southeast blues. It's a type of blues music categorized by a finger-picking method, but it's also out of the region of the Piedmont area. So now, with that being said, using Piedmont as the focal point, let's begin the discussion. Is Piedmont a finger-picking style of play, or is it based on the region? I would like you to explain to people this concept, please.
Okay, I wouldn't say it would be based on the region, simply because when we look at other blues styles, we don't too much base it on technique, because it can always be different. For example, if we say Texas blues, what does that mean? Because you can have someone like Blind Lemon, and you can have somebody like Lightning Hawk.
Right.
When you say Texas blues, same as what do we say when we say Delta blues? Son House, and then you can have Freddie Spurrier, Rude Laces. See now, that's what I say. When you start to get into the point where you try to go by technique, it really doesn't hold up. For example, some people say that Piedmont blues will be alternating bass, but if you listen to Barbecue Bob, he's not doing what would be typical Piedmont blues. Some people associate that with Delta blues.
Okay, well, you know what? That's a great segue. Let's start the music off right now. We have a Barbecue Bob song called Atlanta Mo. Now, before we play the song, where Barbecue Bob from?
Oh, he's from up there and so around Atlanta, we should say, yes, sir, one of the kings of the 12-string guitar.
All right, now let's give it a listen. And I want you, the listeners, to not just understand what we're saying, but listen to the song so you can hear what we're discussing. We're going into Barbecue Bob, Atlanta Moan.
Nobody knows Atlanta like I do. Oh, nobody knows Atlanta like I do. But the reason I know it, I travel it through and through. If you got a good woman, that's the lesson I give to you. Oh, if you got a good woman, lesson I give to you. Don't you take her to Atlanta, the men will take away from you. Oh, they're taking my woman, hide me to the bone. Lord, they're taking my woman, hide me to the bone. That's the reason why you hear me cry and mourn. I taken one woman, believe me, I am through. Lord, I taken one woman, believe me, I am through. Just for what you do, coming home to you. Ah, don't you hear that steamboat whistle blow? Ah, don't you hear that steamboat whistle blow? And it blows just like it never blowed before. That's all right, baby, but how you run around? Ah, that's all right, baby, how you run around? But your heart will strike sorrow when Bob gets back to town. If you take my woman, I won't get mad with you. Or if you take my woman, I won't get mad with you. Like you take her from me, somebody should take her from you.
Barbecue Bob. You there, Jontavious? You there, brother? You there?
Yeah, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now. Excuse me, a little technical difficulty. Now, you know, what was ironic to me is, again, he's a Piedmont blues player because of where he's from. Someone would say that's Delta blues, though. Am I wrong?
Yeah, they would say if they didn't know where he was from. But another thing that people have to take into consideration when saying things and thinking things like that, because the record company had a lot of push of how the artists presented themselves. So maybe they didn't want Barbecue Bob to play other things, because Barbecue Bob was a hot commodity in Atlanta. Yeah, they wanted him to keep selling. That's the reason they built his brother like that and made his brother play in the style like him.
And his brother being?
His brother is Charlie Lincoln, also known as Laughing Charlie.
And he passed in the middle of their peak, correct?
Well, yeah, Barbecue Bob died in 31, if I'm not mistaken. 31 or 33, somewhere around there. Of the flu and tuberculosis, if I'm not mistaken.
Mm. Mm. Man, I'm sorry to hear that, but he left a long trail of music. So now, you mentioned the record industry because Barbecue Bob could be considered one of the first blues musicians that was given a gimmick, correct?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Because did he own the restaurant? How did that come about?
For my knowledge, he just was a cook, and he really cooked. And they just they called it Barbecue Bob and put some marketing with it. He only got 2 known pictures, and one of them in his suit, in his little apron and his hat, and the other one is in a nice little suit. But they just used the marketing. But the same thing they did with Laughing Charlie. They called him Laughing Charlie, and in almost every record that he played in, no matter what it was about, he laughed. And so that's just marketing that is there.
No, it definitely is. Now, there's another person that's connected with Barbecue Bob and Laughing Charlie. There's a couple of people for that matter, right? I don't know which one should we go into. There's Buddy Moss and there's Curly Weaver. What's their connection?
Okay, well, let's start with Curly Weaver. Curly Weaver's mother, Savannah Dip Weaver, taught Barbecue Bob and taught Charlie Lincoln and taught Curly Weaver. But she taught him the clawhammer style of banjo, and they went on and she taught them good. So basically taught them the basics of the blues. And so that comes from. So Barbecue Bob and Charlie Lincoln all together. But I want to say that Curly Weaver was, a little younger than them, but that's how they all got their start. And Buddy Moss was way younger than them. And he was blowing harmonica for Barbecue Bob when he had his group of Cotton Pickers. And that's how he started out in 29.
Okay, so now, again, speaking in terms of Piedmont blues, right? Because they said now we have an understanding that Piedmont blues was named after the Piedmont Plateau region, which is Richmond, Virginia, Atlanta, Georgia, and basically all of Georgia. Is this correct?
Yeah, it's a good majority of Georgia is the Piedmont.
Okay, so why don't we go into first Curly Weaver, then we can go into Buddy Moss. Now, Curly Weaver was also known as Slim Gordon, or is that incorrect?
Yeah, that's true. That's true. He went on a couple of different names.
Was there a reason behind that?
Well, some artists, and this is seen a lot in the blues. Now today you can't do that because technology. But back then, if you record on another name, you can go record on another label, and you can make you some more money. Yeah.
So, at the time when the quote-unquote labels and folklorists were recording these musicians, they were thinking they were outsmarting the musicians, but the musicians had a little trick of their own. Is this what I'm hearing?
That's all it is. That's it.
All right. So with that, let's go into Curly Weaver, No Blues, and we're going to follow that up with Buddy Moss, Broke Down Engine. We got some more Buddy Moss coming up later.
All right.
By my bedside, hung waiting more. Went down the street, I couldn't be satisfied. Went down the street, I couldn't be satisfied. Had it no blues, just me to cry. Take him out, good woman, treat a good man wrong. Take him out, good woman, treat a good man wrong. Take him out, good woman, treat a good man wrong. Take another man, woman, walk the streets all night. If I mistreat you, I sure don't mean no harm. If I mistreat you, I sure don't mean no harm. I'm a mother's child, don't know right from wrong. I'm a stranger, yeah, just come in your town. I'm a stranger, yeah, just come in your town. If I ask for favor, don't turn me down. I'm long and tall like a cannonball. I'm long and tall like a cannonball. Take a long tall fella, make a good girl swell. I ain't no gambler, I don't play no fool. I ain't no gambler, I don't play no fool. I'm just a roller, jelly bacon fool. I'm a stranger, yeah, just come on this train. I'm a stranger, yeah, just come on this train. How long do you have some? Yeah, call my name. My mama told me, Papa told me too. My mama told me, Papa told me too. Don't let the woman make a fool out of you. Lord, Lordy, Lord. Lord, Lordy, Lord, Lord, Lord. I feel like a broke down angel. Ain't got no driving wheel. Feel like a broke down angel. Ain't got no driving wheel. And if you ever been down, you know how poor buddy feels. I've been shooting craps and gambling, babe, and I done got broke. I've been shooting craps and gambling, babe, and I done got broke. I done pawned my pistol, all my clothes and sold. Lord, Lordy, Lord, Lord, Lordy, Lord, Lord, Lord. Lord, Lordy, Lord, Lord, Lordy, Lord, Lord, Lord. Lord, 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 Lordy, Lordy, Lord. I went to my praying ground, fell down on my knees. Said I went to my praying ground, fell down on my knees. I ain't praying for no religion, send me back, yeah, back please. If you give me back my woman, I won't worry you no more. If you give me back my woman, I won't worry you no more. You don't have to put her in my house, just lead her to my front door.
Now, it was brought to my attention, see, and this is the issue with these so-called enthusiasts that, or better yet, not enthusiasts, collectors that are trying to make a quick buck off of the heritage. Now, Jontavious, correct me if I'm wrong. Was that Curly Weaver or was that someone else?
That was Willie Baker.
That was Willie Baker. Now, the song is listed under Curly Weaver.
Yeah, that's the dead giveaway is Curly Weaver yodel in all of his the high pitched yodel in all of his takes of the song.
Kind of like the song he did, I Asked for Water and She Brought Me Gasoline.
Yep, just like that. But only I want to say, let me see. Was it recorded before? I don't know. Yeah, they're around the same time. But yeah, it's like this.
Okay. So now what I'll do is I'll try to get to play Curly Weaver before we finish. But prior to, I would like to switch off for a second. Now, the reason I want to switch off, because, again, the topic of this show is regional blues versus stylistic blues. And everything we heard pretty much sounds in the style of what people think, or let me rephrase it, not think, what they say is Delta blues. But these are all Piedmont players, and everybody we played, I guess for the exception of the cat that's not Curly Weaver, was pretty much Piedmont players from Georgia.
Well, the Baker was too. The one that played No Blues, he a Piedmont player as well.
Okay. So all these cats was Piedmont. Now, I want to take it to Florida, to a cat that I know you and I both appreciate very well, and Zora Neale Hurston appreciated, because the rumor on the street was she found him and a couple of brothers, but we're not going to play those brothers right now. We're just going to play him, Gabriel Brown. But before we play him, he's considered a Piedmont player, but he's in Florida. And to my understanding, Piedmont is part of the Piedmont Plateau region, which is Virginia and Georgia. So would Florida be considered part of that region? Is that southeastern?
Well, see, I don't believe the plateau go down that far. But see, that's just someone labeling him that way. Because if you go, you can check a whole bunch of different people have different, meanings or whatever. So they might take his playing style and just say that it's Piedmont just because, hey, he's in Florida. And a lot of people fail to realize Florida is the South. But anyway, yeah, and they just probably just label him like this. But and to my knowledge, it wasn't such a vast variety of recorded Florida blues man. So I get that just a category that they put him in instead of making a whole other one.
Well, it's funny you said that. Besides the fact that most of the Florida blues from that time period was considered just field recordings, and it was pretty much bagged into a Tulu ethnic sound and music, black folk music to be exact. You had prison songs, you had spirituals, and you had blues, ragtime, and things of that nature. Now, the reason why I said it's funny you said that, because we spoke again off the air, and you made a distinct difference between why most people are familiar with Mississippi blues, Delta blues, right, in that region, to the comparison of other locations. Do you mind going into that?
Oh, I don't mind. Delta blues seem to be more profitable than other types of blues, for different reasons. For example, if you take Atlanta blues, they kind of faded off. They stopped recording. One thing led to another, but Atlanta is and always has been a modern city, and always kept up with time. Which means if you live here, you need to be able to adapt as well. Which means you have to have a little knowledge, more than a man out in the country. If you go out in the Delta, it's more, rural and
Yeah.
So you don't, you farm it. You need to know how to farm. You don't have to worry about too much. And see, once they found out that it was so possible to go out there and record these people because you have some artists was getting paid nothing.
Mm.
They weren't getting paid anything. But you know they were okay with it because they felt like they would probably be something, or it was okay for them to get a record, and they'll probably give them $5-10 back then, and they record a whole album.
Mm.
That's the main reason why they and also a lot of folklore is tied with the Delta. Was brought up in the '60s,
Right.
but brought it all back to life, and that's what kept the folklorists always in Mississippi because they always knew it was money there. That's why majority of the blues men that you find will be from Mississippi.
Mm. Mm. That makes a lot of sense. So, to be clear, for those listening, in Atlanta, they had to be more metropolis, right? So they were more, as they say, a city slicker. You couldn't pull a fast one over them. That's what we're discussing here.
Yeah. That's exactly what we discussed. Because it's a story with Blind Willis that one of the folklorists that asked him did he know any songs about hard times and mistreatment or whatever. That's what they were looking for. They were looking for somebody that's out on their luck, just bad times and just wanting to sing about it. And Blind Willis said, "No, I don't know anything. I don't know any songs about that." It's reported that Blind Willis said for the rest of his life did it really bother him that he asked him that question.
I can imagine because, and then are we talking about Blind Willie Johnson or McTell?
McTell.
Because he was a full blown musician. This guy could play anything. Maybe we can get to him before the end of the show. But let's get to Gabriel Brown, a Florida bluesman that was titled under the Piedmont blues tradition. And we're going to play just to your point. Right, to your point that they were looking for specific type of songs. We're going to play I Get Evil When My Love Come Down.
All right.
I get evil, evil. Well, I get evil, baby, when my love come down. Holler again, pretty mama, don't start fooling around. I get awful evil, now when my love come down. I get evil, evil. Well, I get evil, baby, when my love comes down. When I come home, think I'm doing well. Keep me from being in trouble. You just start to raising hell now. That makes me evil. Lord, so evil. Yes, I get evil, baby, when my love comes down. You told me that you love me, but that was from the start. Now, ever since we've been together, you just keep on breaking my heart now. That makes me evil. Lord, so evil. Well, I get evil, baby, when my love comes down. You better wake up, pretty mama, cause you can never tell. Now I may start out swinging, cause I ain't doing so well now. You see I'm evil. Lord, so evil. Yes, I get evil, baby, when my love comes down.
That was my man, Gabriel. Gabriel Brown. I really like that dude's style and his voice. And again, that didn't sound like what's considered traditional Piedmont, which is Elizabeth Cotton. Would that be considered traditional Piedmont?
Yeah, she played her guitar upside down, so I don't know if it would be considered. They even named that style cotton picking because she was playing upside down.
He sure did. She's special. So you know what? Before we get into any more music and before we go further with this conversation, based on what the quote-unquote historians have documented as what a Piedmont blues player actually is in terms of the finger-picking alternate bass, could you give me a couple of names that may fit that description?
Yes, we spoke earlier. Buddy Moss, he did a lot of finger picking. Curly Weaver, he did a lot of finger picking. And the thing about Buddy Moss and Curly Weaver, they could switch up real good. They could do a whole bunch of that down home blues, as it's called, and see. And also Blind Willis, but the king of it, I say, and I'm sure many others would say. Well, also Blind Boy Fuller, you can't forget him. And but the king of it, I would say, would be Blind Blake. If we listen to Blind Blake, you know, he was one of them that sold fairly well as well. He made his guitar sound like a piano. I never heard anybody else I listened to records ever. This man, when I first heard it, I really thought it was a piano. He alternated his bass so well, like I had never heard it be, done like him.
Wow, that's interesting. We have a couple of Blind Blakes coming up, but now, correct. See, I always thought, just on a side note, that one of the bluesmen that gets the biggest shine and the most marketable story, which would be Robert Johnson. He kind of made his guitar sound like a piano, because wasn't he taught by a piano player in that region, or was it further up?
There's I don't know how much myth it is, but it was a man by the name of Ike Zimmerman. You can actually find him on not on Facebook, but on the internet, pictures of him being young and old. The man was from Alabama. And Ike Zimmerman children remember Robert coming over and all that good stuff. But that's who supposedly taught him a lot of things along with what he learned in Mississippi.
And he was, say that again, he was in Mississippi?
No, I said majority of the stuff that they say that he learned, the basic, they say he went away. They say he went away to Alabama to learn Zimmerman. He stayed with Ike. But the rest of the stuff that he learned, from the many blues men and
Okay, because so could Ike Zimmerman be the piano player that was thought or said to be his teacher when he went away for the 8 months?
Well, from my knowledge, Ike Zimmerman didn't play piano; he played guitar. So I don't know who he learned. A lot of that stuff get foggy because a lot of people just like to add on to stuff.
Right.
I really don't know. What some stuff just makes a good story.
So now let's get back to now. Before, as we speak about Blind Blake, was it Blind Blake or Blind Lemon that was arrested with Leadbelly?
Blind Lemon.
Okay, I remember that story. I thought that was quite humorous, and Blind Lemon left. But just for y'all who has just tuned in, this is Talking About the Blues on WFDU HD2. I'm sitting here having a great conversation with blues phenomenon Jontavious Willis. You need to go to his YouTube page as well as his Facebook page and see what this young man is doing and bringing to the blues, because the people we're playing now, this is him in modern day. Matter of fact, I meant to tell you while we were sitting here listening to Bud and Morris, I was like, this dude sounds like Jontavious.
Oh, well, that's a wonderful compliment there.
Yeah, I don't. But the only question is it for you? Who's the compliment for him or for you? Because y'all sound a lot alike, and not in a bad way. I mean, and it's really, really rich, and it's authentic, and it's even more authentic. You coming from that region, you know what I'm saying? Right, like for me, I can't. After having this conversation with you, I can never say I play the Delta blues again. I have to say I play New York blues. I play East Coast blues.
Well, you can play Delta blues, but I mean that don't make you a Delta blues musician. You're not from the Delta.
No, you know what I'm saying? My lineage is, but I'm here. This is where I laid, this is where I sprouted, and this is where I laid my seed. So this is New York blues. Now, let's go back to Blind Blake a little bit. I'm going to play a couple of songs. Matter of fact, I'm going to tell you the songs that I'm going to play from Blind Blake. And we're going to do a back-to-back. And let's... Could you give me a little rundown of the style of the song? I'm sure you're familiar with them. I'm going to play No Dough Blues and Blake Worried Blues. Would that be considered technically the style of Piedmont, or is that just regional?
Well, everything Blake plays is going to be Piedmont. I don't think you'll find any recording of him that's not Piedmont. Because of one thing, I don't think he ever was out of standard. I think he was always in standard tuning. Most of his songs were in the key of C, especially ragtime stuff. Papa Charlie Jackson, another good ragtime player, said, he admired Blake and his thumb work. His thumb work is off,
Yeah, I dig it. I really wanted to bring Papa into the conversation, but I could not find a clear song by him. Most of the clear ones were covers by other people. But let's go into these two Blind Blake joints. We're going to go into No Dough Blues first, then Blake Worry Blues. What you think about that, my brother?
That sounds good to me.
It's a hard, hard time. Good man can't get no dough. It's a hard, hard time. Good man can't get no dough. All I do for my baby don't satisfy her no more. Got no job, now you gon' put me down. I ain't got no job, now you gon' put me down. You gon' quit me, baby, for hard working down. Time is so hard now, maybe things will change someday. Time is so hard now, maybe things will change someday. And when I get a job, maybe you will change your way. Don't quit me, baby, 'cause I can't find no way to do. Don't quit me, baby, 'cause I can't find no way to do. All the dirt you done to me is coming back home. I woke up this morning, worried in my mind. I woke up this morning, worried in my mind. Thinking about that brownie I left behind. I'm worried now, I won't be worried long. I'm worried now, I won't be worried long. The brownie I love makes me sing this song. If the blues don't kill me, they will fill me through and through. If the blues don't kill me, they will fill me through and through. The woman I love don't know what to do. Good thing, Mr. So-and-so, you dirty Miss Peter. There's one thing in this world I cannot understand. One thing in this world I cannot understand. That's a bow-legged woman crazy about a cross-eyed man.
Now that was some blues right there, boy.
No.
This guy, he's serious. Now, I had a question, but before we get to my question, one of our blues brothers and a huge supporter of the Talking About the Blues and Jack Dappa Blues movement, who listens every week and plays the heck out of the guitar, Brock Lightning, he has a question for you, Brother Jontavious.
All right, how's it going, Brock? I know, bro.
That's right. This is a tight-knit community, y'all. You better pay attention. Y'all gonna learn them blues this evening. All right, well, his question is, and I think it's a good question, based on the region, is that why most of the songs sound similar? There's not a big variation. So he would like to know, does it come across that way because it's regional, because everybody's in this region? That's the sound, kind of like Bentonia Blues. You got Skip James, you got Jimmy Duck Holmes. Does it fall into that category?
I wouldn't say that, because, like I say, you got people that run together that the songs don't sound the same. For example, Blind Blake. Then you take somebody like Tampa Red. Then you take somebody like Kokomo Arnold. Peg Leg Howe. No, you can pick any song from those guys and it won't sound the same. Mainly because Blind Blake's is gonna be in perfect pitch tuning. Peg Leg played a whole bunch of tuning. And you go like Buddy Moss or somebody. If it was a ragtime piece, then the style would normally be around the same, because ragtime is mostly some of the same chords, and around that region, like I say, ragtime was known as old people music. Even when Blind Blake was playing it,
Mm-hmm.
really then known as old people music. And many people didn't play ragtime. That's the reason it died off so quick. It was already old music.
Right.
See, so you really can't say that's why, because you have to, I mean, some of those people, those songs sound totally different. Yeah, totally different.
Right. Well, it's also the bluesmen. They're bringing their own variations to it.
That's true. That's true. And then when you get some people that'll pick up a song and that they done heard, and they'll do that thing, like for example, Blind Boy Fuller took, I ain't gonna say take, a lot of a lot of Buddy Moss stuff. See what Buddy Moss did, and this is a fact. You can go find it. Buddy Moss was one of the biggest East Coast bluesmen between Blake and Fuller. But what happened? He got sentenced and went to jail for a while. When he went to jail, see, he was done recording. He started recording in '33, I believe, and he finished around, well, after he went to jail. Before he went to jail, he was like 34, or it might have been earlier than that, but he recorded a lot of sides. And when he went to jail, that one Fuller came out. Took a couple of songs like Boots and Shoes, Sweet Honey Hole, and a couple, and revamped them. And it was based off Buddy Moss. What Buddy Moss was doing was playing some down home blues and playing that original, that ragtime.
Right. Well, that's a great segue, because we got Blind Boy Fuller coming up next, and not for nothing, another one of our blues brothers is a big Blind Boy Fuller fan. He's inspired by Blind Boy Fuller. He kind of reminds me of him, for that matter, Eric Freeman. So let's you know what? We're gonna play two selections from Blind Boy Fuller. We're gonna play Walking and Looking Blues, and you know what? I'm gonna let you decide this one. Which one, Boots and Shoes or Homesick Blues?
Well, let's do Boots and Shoes, because Boots and Shoes is a variation of Buddy Moss song, Hey Lordy Mama.
So let's start with that one, because that's a perfect segue to what we just discussed. We going into Blind Boy Fuller, y'all. Y'all gonna learn them blues this evening.
You can bring my boots and shoes. Hey, bring my boots and shoes. You can tell by that gal, I got no time to lose. That's a mean old Indian took my gal and left me standing here. Hey, mama, left me standing here. Had no one to love me, had no one to care. The sun was shining, my back door someday. Hey, my back door someday. And that wind by rising blew my trouble away. Yeah. You was treating me mean. Hey, you was treating me mean. I'm gonna leave you again, going back to New Orleans. Gonna tell you something, Mama, you don't know. Hey, Mama, you don't know. No, you don't. When I quit you this time, said I don't need you no more. Yeah. jaw. Yeah, yeah, she got dimples in her jaw. Said you got the kind of loving make a little man fall. Said I can't see how deep worried means can sleep. Said I can't see how deep worried mean to sleep. Said he beat up all night just like a police on his beat. Said I walked last night, baby, feet got soaking wet. Yeah. Said I walked all night, mama, feet got soaking wet. Said I didn't find my woman, ain't stopped walking yet. But I'm gonna find my little woman, don't think she can be found. I say, hey, hey, don't think she can be found. Why, boy? I'm gonna walk this hard, hard road till my mustache drag the ground. Said I got a new way of loving, think it must be best. Oh, sure. I got a new way of loving, think it must be best. Why, boy? Said these North Carolina women won't let blind boy fool the rest.
That, I mean, I'm a big Blind Boy Fuller fan. I'm a little speechless right now. You know what I'm saying? I like his voice. And again, see, I'm really happy we had this conversation because for the most part, there's so many people that I speak to, they just call that Delta blues. Some people call it country blues, but it's a specific regional style almost, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So if we want to be safe, we just call it East Coast blues.
I like that. And I like it even more because I fall into that category. Listen, my brother, it's been great talking about the blues with you. We got to get you on the show again. And I'm not sure if we're going to do another region or there was something else you and I was talking about off the air that I thought was very interesting, but I'm not going to bring that up just yet. I'll talk to you about it off the air. But we got to get you back on here. We got to get you here to the studio so we can get you doing what you do live, man.
That would be fun. That would be very fun.
Oh, yeah. Listen to me. I'm telling y'all right now, go check this brother out because he's not joking about the blues. We can laugh and joke about other stuff, but when you pick up that guitar or that cigar box, I saw that too. And remember, check out the archives on WFDU website. You can go to HD2 archives. You can also go to YouTube, right? Follow us on YouTube. Subscribe to the channel. Follow us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter. Now, as we close, I think you suggested let's close out with Bud and Mouse, Oh Lord and Ma. Why don't you lead us into that tune, please?
Well, there was a good little tune here. He made it back in '34, and then Bumblebee Slim, also out of Georgia, took it and elevated it even higher than that. And then you had Blind Boy Fuller did Sweet Honey Hole based on that, and Boots and Shoes based on that. And that's all we got. But we must remember also that these guys did not refer to themselves as a Piedmont player or a Delta Blues player or a Texas Blues player. So back then, the category wasn't even made then. They were just playing the straight natural blues.
I hear that, and I digs that. Actually, now, you know, we got to save that for another conversation because it wasn't even called blues at that time, now, wasn't it?
Nah, they had a whole bunch of names for it. Back along when these men were coming up and being, you know, early 1900s. Nah, it wasn't even that.
All right, so we'll say that for another show. I want to thank you yet again for joining us for the premiere of Talk About the Blues on WFDU HD2. We're going to take you out of this particular show with Bud and Moss, Oh Lord and Mama, and make sure you stay tuned because immediately following up is Jack Dappa Blues, where we playing nothing but the blues. Not much talking, just bluesing.
Woman I love, sitting in her grave, ooh Lordy mama. Great God Almighty, now the one I love said she did it in her grave. And the woman I hate sees her every day. If I had to listen to what my mama said, ooh Lordy mama. Great God Almighty, now if I had to listen to what my mama said, I would have been at home, sleeping in my mama's bed. Woman I love, she got a mole just below her nose, ooh Lordy mama. Great God Almighty, now the one I love, she got a mole just below her nose. Every time she hug and kiss me, it makes my blood run cold. Woman I love, the woman I crave to see, ooh Lordy mama. Great God Almighty, now the one I love said, the woman I crave to see. Now she's in Cincinnati, now